Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Bryndís, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the books that I want to read in November and December as part of my Tolkien project. But also I'm definitely going to be reading some other books as well. But yeah, let's talk about it. I have been waiting for months, literal months, to be able to start my Tolkien project. So J.R.R. Tolkien, the author of Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, all of those absolutely fantastic, high fantasy, brilliant books and movies, TV shows, everything. It is just a masterpiece. He was a master of fantasy for sure. And I love his work. But I have not read all of his work for sure. Like I've read The Lord of the Rings, I've read The Hobbit, I've read the Silmarillion. Of course, I've seen the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I've seen the Hobbit trilogy, the movies, and I love the TV show that's now on Prime. Even though it is not necessarily as faithful to the books as Peter Jackson's movies were, I still enjoy it. I still enjoy it. I can, it's not. The TV show is definitely not perfect, but it's still fine. I'm still enjoying it. And I'm sorry if I'm in so much pain with my leg at the moment, but I really needed to film this video because I wanted it up for on this Friday. Anyway, so if I'm walking around, like not moving around, it's just because my leg is painful. But anyway, never mind. I'm gonna sink myself, forget myself in Middle Earth, and just forget about everything that's not good and everything that's good, and just, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Like, seriously, I cannot wait. So, the Tolkien Project. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by listening to the audiobooks of The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I do own them here in these editions. Okay, I have The Hobbit, and I have here. Come here. The Lord of the Rings trilogy in this edition, and I have actually never read the Lord of the Rings, just physically read them. But I've listened to them twice already as audiobooks. The first time I listened to them, it was narrated by this man that I cannot. If I can find out who he was, I will put it on the screen. It was very well done. It's like quite an old narration, like old recording, old like before the movies. I would say. But it was so well done. And then the second time I decided to listen to the books. They were narrated by Andy Serkis, who is the actor that kind of put a voice to Gollum. And it is a masterpiece. It is basic, it's on the level with Stephen Fry's narration of the Harry Potter books. It is the best thing that I've listened to ever. And I listen to like 3,000 audiobooks a year almost. Like I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I have listened to hundreds of narrators, and they too are, with Juliet Stevenson, are like at the top. But anyway, so I am going to listen to The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy narrated by Andy Serkis. And it's gonna be delightful, it's gonna be sublime, and it's gonna be pure joy. So the other book that I'm going to listen to as well as an audiobook, but I'm going to do a hybrid thing. It's going to be the Silmarillion. So I listened to this book a couple of years ago, narrated again by Andy Serkis. It's, again, perfectly well done. Perfectly done. But the Silmarillion it's a tricky book to read. It's almost like reading the Bible or the Icelandic sagas or something. It's very difficult to really understand everything and kind of get a grip of everything that's happening through an audiobook, at least for me. I think I need to read it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read it as I'm listening to it. And I'm hoping that I will have the energy and the time and everything to just like, really take notes, annotate it, tap it, and all those things, and really, because there are definitely things that I remember about, the about Fëanor and the Áliu, the people that came, or the creatures that came before the elves, basically what they would be like the angels in the Bible. Like there's God and there was angels, and then God supposedly created men, and so there are creatures that are so this God created elves, but there were creatures before the elves. It was, but I can't really remember it, and I would really like to really know and understand the world. I think that would really give me better grasp of all the things that are happening. So I'm really looking forward to studying really the Silmarillion, and I really hope that I will. Maybe I won't be able to finish it because November and December are really busy months for me, at work. But at least I'm not gonna rush through it to finish it. So if I can't finish it, I will just carry it on until January and February, like however long it takes me to really study it and take notes and just really understand the world that J.R.R. Tolkien wrote about and that he put in the Silmarillion. And here we have some more books by Tolkien that I own as physical copies. I have The Children of Húrin, which is going to be exciting to read. I have Beren and Lúthien. And then I have these Farmer Giles of Ham and The Adventures of Tom Bombadil, and some short stories, essays by Tolkien. Tree and Leaf, Smith of Wootton Major, The Homecoming of Berthnoth. So these are all books that I want to read. I do have these as audiobooks, so you will see if I will actually read them physically or if I will listen to them. But these I haven't found as audiobooks, so I will read them, and it's going to be very, very exciting as well. So those were the books that I own as a physical copy. As you can see, this is my kind of Tolkien collection. I also have here the Icelandic translation of The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And these are really, I'm very proud of these. I inherited these from my brother who passed away, and they are no longer in print, so you can't get them, and I could sell them for, they're valuable. I mean, not valuable that you don't need to break into my house and steal them, but they're still, more than you would buy normally for books. And then I also have, obviously, as you can see here, the DVD of the Lord of the Rings extended version, which I try to watch every year, or at least every other year. So I do want to watch as well the extended version on my DVD in December. Those are my Christmas movies, The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. And so that's what those are kind of, this is my growing Tolkien collection, because I would like to have just like full shelf, even 2 shelves with all of his books, everything that he has written or that his son Christopher has written after he passed. So, or like compiled after JRR passed. I am a little bit obsessed with Tolkien and Middle-earth, I have to admit. I'm going to put here on the screen, this is a map that I bought when I was in New Zealand a few years ago. I lived there for about 10 months, 9 or 10 months as part of my PhD. And I went to Wellington and to the Veta Workshop, and I bought this map. Gifted one to my sister and then one to myself. And I had it like framed professionally, and it's just one of my most beloved possessions. If my house was on fire, I would grab my cat and my Middle-earth map. Even though I could probably definitely replace the map, it just has such good memories for me, both of being in New Zealand, but also just of this, the movies of the Lord of the Rings movies just have such a happy, like they just have such happy connotations. It's just happy memories. I also have another keepsake from New Zealand, from the Veta Workshop, or Vita. I don't know if you say Veta or Vita. If you know, please let me know. And it's a leather bracelet, and it's like the ring. It's like the One Ring. So it's like has the inscription in what was the language? You know, the one that when he spoke it, Gandalf spoke it, everything went dark. I can't remember now, but yeah. So it has that, and in here it has like just Lord of the Rings and then Veta Workshop. So very cool. One of my also proudest possessions. Yes, I'm a little bit of a Tolkien nerd. Okay, so apart from all the books that I actually own as hard copies, even though I will probably use audiobooks for most of them, or listen to audiobooks for most of them, I also have audiobooks on my audiobook app that I don't own as hard copies or physical copies, but they're also going to be on my list for November and December. The first one is The Letters of J.R.R. Tolkien, and this was I don't really know what letters they are or to whom they are, if they are, because I know that he wrote to C.S. Lewis, who wrote the Narnia books. He also wrote to other people, I'm assuming, so that will be very interesting to listen to. I also know that I have the book called The Unfinished Tales of Numenor and Middle-earth. So that would be interesting, but I also have a book, The Fall of Numenor and Other Tales from the Second Age of Middle-earth. So I don't know if this is the same book, or like the same stories, just in different books. So that would be really interesting. I think it would be really fun to know the story of Numenor, because a lot of that is taking place in the TV show, how the Kingsmen have been like taking power from the faithful, and so it would be really interesting to see how that happens and how that causes possibly the fall of Numenor. Anyway, so I really look forward to listening to both of those books, but I also then have The Fall of Gondolin. And I definitely, I might find more audiobooks on my app if I go through that just to kind of see what's there. Yeah, and then I might also go to the library and see if there is something there that I don't have either on my shelves or as audiobooks. I don't think I'm going to be buying any Tolkien books, at least unless I find them at a thrift store. Because I think that this is a really good list. We have here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 books. And some of them are really like chunky books. So I think that's a pretty good list, don't you think, for my Tolkien project? I think so. I'm very excited about starting it and just diving into Middle-earth and enjoying that. I hope I remember to put it on the screen in the beginning of the video, but I do also possibly want to read something else in November and December other than just Tolkien. I know that for like end of December, after Christmas, I know that I'm gonna get at least one thriller for Christmas, because my mom and my dad, they always give me a book for Christmas. and it's usually the book that I want. It's by Yrsa Sigurðardóttir, who is an Icelandic crime author. It's kind of Nordic noir, thriller, suspense, sometimes a little bit supernatural. And she publishes books every year before Christmas. And I don't know, so this is my collection of her books. I have all of her books that she's published so far. And I think she's really a good, she's a good thriller. I mean, she's not like, Nobel Prize winning author, but she's definitely good at her doing a thrilling thing for sure. So I know that I will be getting that book, and I think that I'm also gonna, I will get maybe a couple of other books for Christmas for sure, and then I also know that I want to gift myself other thrillers, Icelandic thrillers. I like my Christmas to be very Icelandic books focused, because I read so much of non-Icelandic books throughout the year. So yeah, so I can see myself definitely reading those books after Christmas. I'm also still in my Tolkien, now in my Halldór Laxness project, and I have 2 more books to go for that. So I will be reading those in November and in December. And I'm also reading Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot. I don't know exactly how many books I have. I think I've read now 24 of the Hercule Poirot books. I can't remember exactly how many there are, but I do have a few left. So I'm going to be reading those as well, at least into November. We'll see how that goes. I also am reading Brandon Sanderson, and I have these 3 left of the Mistborn series. I would really love to finish the Mistborn series before the end of the year, just to kind of have a clean slate in January, but I'm finding it difficult to read physical books at the moment. So I'm just listening to audiobooks, and I don't have these as audiobooks. And so I will see, it's I'm not stressed about it. Even I'm kind of hurrying this video because it's early in the morning. I need to go to work, but I'm fine. I'm not stressed. I'm not like, things are good. And even if I can't finish them before the end of the year, that's fine. But it would be nice because I like going into the new year with a clean slate. But so these are definitely on my list for November and December. We'll just see what happens. And another thing that's also on my list for November and December are Victorian literature, because in October I've been reading Victorian literature and I have been loving it. Absolutely loving it. And I don't know if I want to just put those aside. I think I may want to read a couple of Victorian books as well. So I'm thinking Wilkie Collins. I might want to read his Moonstone. I'm also thinking Elizabeth Gaskell, who I'm absolutely loving. I would love to read some of her books that I also own as hard copies. I would listen to them again as audiobooks. So yeah, I think that this is definitely a pile of possibilities, but I have like so many books on my list that I'm just gonna pick depending on my mood, what I want to read. Tolkien is gonna be my priority because I can feel that I really want to read as much of him as I can. But then everything else is just gonna be basically depending on my mood, I think, except for the Halldór Laxness one, because I really, really want to finish the 2 books that I have left so that I can wrap up my Halldór Laxness 12 books for 2024 project. But everything else is a pile of possibility and just something that I'm gonna go with the flow, basically. But yeah, so those are the books I want to read for the next couple of months. Anyway, so yeah, those are the books. And I'm very excited. I'm so excited. And it's ridiculously how excited I am about reading the Silmarillion and just like studying it, taking notes and tapping and highlighting and doing all the things and just like really learning about this universe that Tolkien created and how it's just fascinating to me. It's absolutely fascinating. But yeah, so those are the books, like I said, that I will or may read in November and December. So I'm not gonna be doing a December TBR video. This is just gonna be the video for the next 2 months. And we'll just see how it goes. And I will keep you updated obviously at the end of November and then in December how things are going. And I hope that you will also be reading something really fun in November and December. It's just ridiculous actually that it's almost November. Like what? Anyway, thank you for watching. And if you have any thoughts about the books that I'm thinking about reading, if you're reading any of these books or have read, let me know and let's have a chat in the comments. See you later. Bye.